When gardeners think about disease prevention in their vegetable beds, they often reach for fungicides, neem oil sprays, or disease-resistant seed varieties. But the secret to healthier, more resilient plants might not lie above the soil, it's happening quietly beneath the surface. Earthworms, long celebrated for their role in improving soil structure and fertility, are now recognized for something even more impressive: their ability to boost disease resistance in vegetables. The presence of earthworms triggers a series of beneficial changes in the soil that ultimately protect plants from a wide range of pathogens. One of the most significant ways they do this is by enhancing microbial diversity. As earthworms consume organic matter, they break it down in their digestive systems and excrete it as nutrient-rich castings. These castings are not just fertilizer, they're biologically active material filled with beneficial bacteria, fungi, and enzymes that create a protective zone around vegetable roots. This dense microbial activity competes with harmful organisms for space and resources, reducing the chances of fungal and bacterial infections taking hold. Beyond simply increasing good microbes, earthworms help suppress harmful ones. Some of the microbes found in worm castings have been shown to produce natural antibiotics and antifungal compounds. When these are present in the root zone, they act as a living barrier, deterring pathogens like Fusarium, Pythium, and other root rot culprits that typically plague crops such as tomatoes, peppers, and lettuce. By creating an environment rich in protective life, earthworms reduce the need for external disease treatments. Earthworm activity also stimulates what scientists call induced systemic resistance in plants. This means that plants growing in worm-rich soil tend to turn on their own internal defense systems, much like a human immune response. The constant presence of beneficial microbes and compounds from castings acts as a subtle stress signal, prompting the plant to stay on alert and ready to defend itself. As a result, vegetables become more resistant to future attacks, not just from soil-borne pathogens but from foliar diseases and even some insect pests. Another overlooked benefit of earthworms is their impact on soil structure and drainage. Poor drainage creates the perfect breeding ground for pathogens that cause damping off, root rot, and mildew. Earthworms solve this naturally by aerating the soil as they tunnel through it. These channels allow excess water to drain away while improving airflow to roots. With less waterlogging, roots stay healthier and less vulnerable to infection. At the same time, improved root oxygenation allows for stronger root systems that can better withstand stress and recover from early signs of disease. Worms also encourage better nutrient uptake, which directly contributes to stronger plant immunity. Plants with balanced access to nitrogen, potassium, calcium, and magnesium, elements all abundant in worm castings, can regulate their metabolic processes more efficiently. This includes the production of defense-related compounds like phenolics and phytoalexins, which act as natural deterrents to many pathogens. Simply put, a plant growing in worm-enhanced soil has more tools in its immune arsenal to fight back against common diseases. There's also a cumulative, long-term benefit. Unlike chemical treatments that wear off, earthworm populations build over time. As they increase in number and activity, the soil becomes a self-sustaining living system. Disease pressure drops, plant vigor improves, and yields become more consistent. Even in beds previously plagued by recurring infections, the steady introduction of worm-friendly practices, like adding compost, burying organic matter, and avoiding tillage, can bring about lasting transformation. For gardeners using raised beds, this is especially valuable. Raised beds often lack the biodiversity and depth of in-ground soil, making them more prone to imbalances and disease. By introducing earthworms and feeding them regularly with materials like alfalfa pellets, leaf mold, or chopped vegetable waste, it's possible to turn even the most sterile raised bed into a living, disease-resistant ecosystem. The key is consistency, a steady supply of organic matter, moisture retention through mulching, and minimal soil disturbance all support worm populations and their beneficial effects. Earthworms are not just soil builders, they're immune system boosters for your vegetables. They turn dead soil into living soil, and they do it quietly, consistently, and without the need for sprays or synthetic inputs. Every tunnel they dig, every casting they leave behind, is another step toward a healthier, more resilient garden. If you're looking for a natural, sustainable way to protect your vegetables from disease and reduce your reliance on chemical treatments, start by feeding the worms. Let them do what they've done for millions of years. Turn the ground beneath your feet into a thriving, protective force. You'll find fewer signs of disease, stronger plants, and a harvest that reflects the power of working with nature instead of against it. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to subscribe to Hydrohaven for more proven methods to grow healthy soil and healthy plants. And don't forget to share this with a fellow gardener who's tired of losing crops to disease. Sometimes the smallest helpers make the biggest difference, especially when they live underground.